15 love.
Djokovic has been pretty consistent with his first serve percentages so far in his 4 matches, and in fact he took it up a notch, been in the 60s for the first 3, and then he took it up to 72% of first serves into play against Fabio Fognini in the round of 16. He's come out looking very crisp here, but the impressive thing about those first serve numbers, not only the first serve percentage itself, but the points he wins off the first serve. Against Fognini, he won 88% of points when the first serve went in. And he starts in just the way you'd like to.
15 love.
That's not bad. 207 straight off the bat. I mentioned before the first serve percentages of Djokovic. Wawrinka needs improvement in that area. 63 against Golubov, 56 against Fala in the second round, and then in the 4th round, 56 against Robredo. Well, there you go. There is an indicator of the best return of serve in the game. That was 212, that serve. And Stan's given him a gift. What makes it even more important for Wawrinka to get a lot of first serves into play is the amount of points, Jeff, that he wins when that first serve does go in. Twice he's been in the 90% range or better.
Yeah, this is the Wawrinka serve. It's sort of a muscle type serve. He's very strong, doesn't have a lot of upper body rotation, but he's very strong. It's a simple motion. Doesn't hit with a lot of spin either.
Jeff, do you think it would have been likely at all that Djokovic or Wawrinka would have had a look back at the epic that they played last year, 5 hours, 1 minute, 12-10 in the 5th set?
I think there's no doubt that their coaching staff would have, and Djokovic himself would have had a little look at some of the important phases of that match. Obviously, in any match, that there are critical phases, some turning points, and players, of course, when under pressure, are much more likely to go for their favourite shot. So that's what you're looking for when you review some past matches, when the big points come along, where a player serves, where a player likes to hit a passing shot.
It's something that we don't necessarily hear players and coaches talk a lot about, reviewing vision of past matches, unlike other sports where we hear about it continuously, but it's not often brought up in tennis.
Well, at the end of each match, you know, the umpire's score sheet, if you will, it's available for review, and it gives indication of each point, where it was, where the serve went, where the return went, how many points won, all that sort of stuff. And of course, they get the tape of the match as well if they ask for it.
Djokovic tested a little in his second service game, but only a little. There's that backhand. That's the big weapon.
15 love.
Certainly unusual on the tour to have one shot, this backhand that is so dominant. It's normally the forehand, or it's a two-handed backhand perhaps, but the one-hander of Wawrinka, outstanding.
Got so much power behind those backhands. 25 shots in the rally, and it was quality all the way.
Well, he was being pushed around here, Djokovic. Stretch there, stretch again.
That is an uncharacteristic wide. We're looking to up the ante on the first serves into play. Percentage not good early on. And that's going to drop it even further to 40%. But it matters not.
I think one of the strengths of Wawrinka's game is his second serve. His first serve percentage is often quite low because he hits it very flat, but his second serve, he just adds a little extra spin and gets good speed. 170 k's an hour that last second serve, so it's tough to attack. And if he can neutralize the Djokovic return in that way, well, then he's going to be in good shape, because Djokovic likes to really take control with that return of serve. He is the best in the business with the return.
15 love.
We talked about Wawrinka the other night, and his average ground stroke speed throughout the tournament had been 123. He got it up to 133 2 nights ago, and that was simply phenomenal against Tommy Robredo. I mentioned Novak's here for the 7th consecutive year in a quarterfinal. Only 3 other players have made 7 or more consecutive quarterfinal years: Federer, Edberg and Lendl. So he's in pretty good company. The other thing that he's looking to do is reach the semi-final stage of a Grand Slam without dropping a set for the 4th time. Did it at the Australian Open 2008, the US Open 2012, Wimbledon 2013. That's a pretty handy second serve too. His quickest of the match so far, 179. Well directed.
You can feel there's a real edginess about the match. Both players have such respect for one another. And just probing, looking for openings, frightened to give the other any width at all. In other words, there's quite a few balls going up and down the middle to prevent the other getting some angle.
Neither player troubled. Well, he's just wasted a challenge here. That ball is wide. He's gone to the chair. I don't know why you would do that. He doesn't think that this challenge has any hope of succeeding, as evidenced by the fact that he sat down. And so he's wasted a challenge. It's mystifying. Neither player troubled too much on serve. 3-2 Djokovic.
Love 15.
He won the point, but Occasionally you're going to have to win it 2, 3, 4 times against Djokovic. That's the way he does things.
Well, again there, Djokovic just happy to go up the middle of the court, and Wawrinka trying to change direction, making the mistake. He is in the middle of the court, just trying to hit an off backhand there, so I think this is an interesting strategy from Djokovic.
And the first little opening appears now. First break points of the match. And the break comes out of nowhere, and Wawrinka is annoyed, and you can understand why. He let that game slip pretty meekly after what had been a real arm wrestle in the first 5 games.
Not happy with that racket, but I think the other strategy that Djokovic seems to be implementing is that he's not prepared to go toe-to-toe with Wawrinka with pace. He's playing just a little bit more off pace with his ground strokes. Djokovic, he's of the belief clearly that Wawrinka thrives on the pace, so he's been quite prepared to just be a little, well, as I mentioned, a little off pace with his ground strokes, just to try and make Wawrinka the one who's forcing the issue.
Interesting to note the combined winners to unforced errors count in the match added up. 5 winners between the players, 19 unforced errors. Wawrinka just flexing while we're watching this replay as well. He had some issues with his left knee the other night that didn't hamper him too much, but he was certainly aware of it. could do with some luck at the moment, because Djokovic has this match where he wants it early on.
Djokovic. Nibble splits. Love 15.
What was that? He just seems completely out of sorts in the last 3 games, Jeff.
Well, he does. As I said, that since he picked up that racket, he's struggling to make it clear, make the ball clear the net. That's often a sign the racket's strung very tightly. You can see it's another error into the net. The last game and a half, most of the errors have come in that way.
Well, that's a really good kick second serve, 149. But it was so awkward for Djokovic to return. And if he can't do it, no one can.
Certainly hasn't reached great heights yet, has it? Neither player has played well at the same time as yet.
14-13.
In those last 2 serves, Djokovic guessed one way and the serve went the other.
Deuce.
That's symbolic of what Wawrinka has been going through in the last 10 minutes or so. This would be such a huge advantage if he can get it done and dusted here, both with the mental hold that he had and has over Wawrinka, and to serve first in the second set.
Deuce.
Simply wonderful to end the first set. He is completely in command now. He's got his old foe at his mercy, as he so often does.
Love 15. On. Oh! 13-15. Let's service.
And if you give any stock to the head-to-head record of these players that we spoke about at the start of the match, if Djokovic was to get through, he faces Tomas Berdych in the semi-finals. His record against Berdych is even more dominant than the one he's got over Wawrinka. He's 15-2 against Berdych. He's giving Wawrinka a dose of his own medicine. He's timing the ball so well and pinning him to the back of the court.
Yeah, he's just upping the ante a little bit here. Djokovic, a little bit more pace, a little bit more width, feeling a bit more confident about the way things are going, having taken the first set.
Djokovic. First game, second set. Love 15.
Oh, Wawrinka would normally make that backhand cross court in his sleep. Has not found the range as yet at all.
He's having a good old chat to them. He's having a good old chat to himself, and they're trying to get the message to him, stay positive. Easier said than done.
Magnus Norman there was in the bottom right of the screen, who's recently been working with Wawrinka as well as the Davis Cup captain.
15.
Magnus Norman knows what it's like to get to the semi-finals here at the Australian Open. He did that back in 2000. Well, is this a timely challenge if he tries to?
Ladies and gentlemen, Wawrinka's challenge call on the service line.
Must have been right on the verge of being timely. Enrique Molina reminded them about that at the coin toss.
Second service.
We sense this is a really important game because Wawrinka at the moment is out of this match. But that last point, some signs he's starting to get his range. Big game, this one. Yeah, and he knows it, Wawrinka. He wants this badly. If he can get back on level terms here, he feels like he's just started to find the rhythm.
And that was confirmed by that roar that he let out the point before this one. That was 212 kilometres an hour. And that's his quickest of the match. And there's that roar again. Stan's trying to get himself going, and who knows, maybe he just has.
Yeah, that was really important. He was behind the 8 count in this service game, struggling. Came up with a couple of good ground strokes, and that shot there will also give him confidence. He needed to be extremely accurate, and it's exactly what he came up with, a perfectly placed backhand down the line, and there's that exclamation mark, and feeling a lot better about things.
Novak Djokovic is a smart enough customer to know that as much as he feels as though he's got control of the match at the moment, that it doesn't take much for it to change. First set's history now. You might feel as though Wawrinka is just starting a resurgence. He needs to be careful. Now it's Novak's turn not to be getting them off the middle. He has not been on this sort of trouble on his serve so far in the match, the number 2 seed. Now he's in a bigger hole. Things have changed after that second game.
It's a difficult shot always for Djokovic, the slice low to the forehand. He has such a closed racket face. Difficult for him to get under the ball.
He only just got it over.
15-4.
He did indeed. This last volley didn't have a lot of open racket face and cut it extremely finely.
One save, 2 break points to come.
13-4.
I think that's his fastest of the night, Djokovic. 2:03.
Yep.
Just wanting another free point right here.
How many times, Jeff Masters, do we talk about the top players' ability when they find themselves in a hole to just lift that extra level and be able to defend those break points?
No doubt about it, and that's why they are the top players. You know, there are various stages in a match that are critical, and that's when your technique needs to be so secure that you can bring your best when the pressure's the greatest.
Djokovic.
Not even he can keep on defending that sort of power.
Yeah, not at any stage could Djokovic get the ball deep enough, and as a result, he had to do a lot of scrambling just to stay alive.
That is big.
Djokovic leads 2 games to 1, second set.
Up into double figures in the winner category now. Winners are not the problem with Wawrinka. It is the ratio of winners to unforced errors, and he's been in positive territory all the way through in these championships so far, but it is very lopsided tonight. 10 winners, and there, 22 unforced errors. And that's the third time he's come up with a 212 km/h serve in this match.
13-15.
He's got a vicious kick, that second serve. That one just 130, but it was always awkward for Djokovic. Jeff, we talked about Wawrinka having to up the first serve percentage, 44% in the first set. He's upped it to 73% in this set.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier, doesn't it?
We've seen these patches before from Wawrinka where he does tend to go off the boil for patches in matches, but he's certainly reduced that over the last year or so. You don't climb up to number 8 in the world without being able to do that. He won a personal best 51 matches last year.
Djokovic. Djokovic leads 3 games to 2, second set.
It seemed as though he may have played a ball that had some suspicion of being out, Djokovic, but it didn't matter in the end. He didn't elect to stop the rally.
It's good.
That might turn out to be a very important decision from Stan. Got him angry. And he came up with a 2-14 serve, his quickest of the match. Well, that was 208 wide, so that could have even been, in reality, a quicker ball.
Well, he really wanted that one, Djokovic. This was going to be an awkward shot for Wawrinka coming in. Wanted that badly.
That is a mighty big hole. Djokovic has had one. Look at the reaction from Wawrinka there. He knows the importance of that hole. Down love 30. And he does what the good players do.
A couple of big serves at love 30 were very timely indeed.
I've seen a number of occasions, Chef, over the championship where the support staff are a bit paranoid about that little camera being on them. You look at Boris and you think he probably may ask for another one to be up there.
Entirely possible.
Quality of the match is lifting.
It can generate some serious racket speed and with it great velocity on the ball.
That is just too much pace.
He's certainly getting better and better here, Wawrinka.
This is the first clutch point of the match. And all of a sudden, it's the man from Switzerland who's starting to get it going. He had 3 break opportunities in the third game and converted none of them. This needs to be a different story.
Made it.
How is that for edge of the seat stuff? The crowd on their feet. That is big. Wawrinka gets the first break of the second set.
15 love.
Good catch. The old saying goes, it's only a break of serve if you hold your subsequent serve. Wawrinka having difficulty doing that. Even more so now with the peak at a second serve. Once more, they've just battered that ball into submission. 29 shots in that rally. The longest of the match.
And look at the positioning. Wawrinka on the baseline, pushing Djokovic back. He's keeping much better length now, as well as upping up the pace. The depth is better.
Let's
Just his second of the match.
I was just about to comment on how well he's mixing up his serve at the moment, Wawrinka. He's hitting some powerful flat serves at 214. He's slicing some wide. He's hitting some kickers out to the backhand.
It's impossible.
Well, he's a bit fortunate to get away with the first approach shot. Djokovic had a real opportunity to pass. This one here is not good enough. Djokovic needed to do a lot more with that. He went straight up the middle, and that allowed Wawrinka subsequently to get a better court position, closer to the net.
Two substantial holds of serve in a row from Wawrinka in the 6th and 8th games. The ball changes coming. Djokovic is going to have them in an attempt to keep this set continuing. Fourteen winners to 5 in the second set. Unforced errors, pretty close. Wawrinka's had 10, Djokovic 9. But it's the winners that tell the tale. I guess, Jeff, in the back of Djokovic's mind too is the fact that he tends to play on a much more even keel, whereas Wawrinka can be very hot or very cold at times.
Yeah, he'll be hoping that Wawrinka goes off the boil a little bit. It's been a hot run.
Somewhat gentle opening point. And a somewhat gentle second point going the other way.
Really mixing up the serve and especially the second serve very well. This had Djokovic leaning the wrong direction.
Well, times in the latter stages of that first set, Stan looked anything but the man. He looked all at sea. And then he let a couple of roars rip in the second game, and things looked as though they'd changed. And so it appears now, all the way to 2 set points to level up the match. Djokovic lands awkwardly. In contrast, Wawrinka cat-like at the moment.
Out. 14-15. Game Djokovic. First game, third set. 15 love.
Oh, little stumble.
15 all.
He's all right.
He was in trouble. Looked like a faceplant coming up there for a minute.
Let's the service.
He's really not reading the Wawrinka serve at all well, Djokovic. Once again, he was leaning to his left, and Wawrinka slides it to the right.
Well, Djokovic had just about conceded the point. Anyway, until the ball hit the top of the tape.
14-15.
Yeah, he's going the wrong way. Whoops, it's hit the tape. I've got a chance. He nearly made it.
14-30. One game all. It's okay.
It's very rare that Djokovic is unable to get a handle on the service direction of an opponent. He's normally very good at determining just by the toss or previous history where the serve's going, but he struggles with Wawrinka, and credit to Wawrinka, he's got an interesting service motion. The same toss, he seems to be able to hit 2 or 3 different serves, and it's worrying Djokovic. Oh.
Love 15.
Interested that Djokovic is resorting to serving and volleying, coming forward a little bit more, looking for some other answers.
That's 8-15.
He needs to get a little fired up here, Djokovic. He's a little flat, it seems, at the moment. He's had a couple of volleys that were less than convincing. They weren't authoritative. And he's just not going through the motions, but he's a little flat.
And that flat feeling might be emphasised in a moment. The early break comes and it goes the way of Stan the man. And just at the moment he looks like he's the man too. Wawrinka with the break leads 2-1, third set.
Long 15.
Well, if you recall, Wawrinka got himself into trouble after he'd broken Djokovic in the 7th game of the 2nd set, got himself behind in the count in the next game and was able to dig himself out of the hole.
15-13.
Contrast in the looks on the faces of Boris Becker and Magnus Norman at the moment, and the contrast from the way Boris was looking early on in the match too.
Let's for service. Yes.
3-0 the double faults now. Wawrinka mixing up the second serve, Jeff, so Djokovic just not sure what he's going to get.
No, he's not. I mean, it's 180 k's an hour, that last serve, and he's changed his speeds and spins. We've mentioned that a few times. Doing a good job.
He's doing a very good job because he's doing a good job of attacking and a good job of defending when he has to. Love 30 down, Wawrinka holds.
Just been rather emotionless tonight, Djokovic, and it was understandable when things were going smoothly, but he's got to get a little more fired up. There's not enough urgency. Well, it was a really good shot from Djokovic, but he doesn't want to have to make this too often. That's a very, very tough shot. It needed to be made to perfection, and that's not going to happen all that often.
He made 8 unforced errors in the entirety of the first set, Novak Djokovic. Since then, there have been 17 of them. In the same period of time, Wawrinka's made 14. And he's missing balls now that he would normally not miss in a month of Sundays.
Well, his first serve doesn't have the zip that his opponent has either. He's at this set, he's winning 45% of points when he first serve goes in, Djokovic, so it's not effective.
That was after the first 2 sets. Those numbers were 69 in the first, 70% in the second.
Well, he's looking the better player at the moment. Wawrinka is gaining in confidence. There we go.
Now, maybe the volcano's now erupted. He's been keeping it in for a long time. Not much he can do about it. Djokovic courting disaster in this second set. A point for Wawrinka to go down in the third set, I should say. A point to go down a double break. Wawrinka does go up the double break. And the third set almost consigned to history. Djokovic has a big problem.
Love 15.
Prior to this game, in this set, Wawrinka was winning 86% of points when the first serve went in. So he's been really giving Djokovic some troubles in that regard. Djokovic hasn't been able to pick it at all. Definitely more urgency and intent now from Djokovic. More racket speed. Seems like he's finally looking as if I've got to start showing some authority with my racket.
But Wawrinka no stranger to this position. It's happened to him a couple of times in the last couple of sets, and invariably he comes up with a couple of big serves on these 2 points. And this has got to be getting Djokovic even more frustrated, the fact that he finds himself on more than one occasion in a position where he can do something about it, and Wawrinka raises it another level. .217, equal to his quickest of the night. Once more, Wawrinka digs himself out of a hole, down love 30, finds the way to respond, and Djokovic is running out of time in this third set.
Well, still the error count from Djokovic far too high. 29 for the match, 11 in this set. Most unlike Djokovic, but to be fair, Wawrinka, as we know, can be the case. When he starts to get confident, the racket speed increases and he can take the match out of your hands very quickly.
Believe it or not, serving to keep the set going.
15 love.
For a 2-1 lead.
15 love.
It's an amazing serve. He doesn't swing it a long way. He just hits it out there with speed. 190 k's an hour wide to the forehand. Most effective.
30 love. Thirteen, 15. Fourteen, 15.
What a performance it's been by this man since the start of the second set, and the body language has changed completely. He's the one who now looks completely in command, and Djokovic for the moment has no answer. In the back of my mind, Jeff, I still have that old sporting adage ringing, never write off a champion.
Oh yeah, no question. We're not writing him off, but he's going to need to find something extra. He's going to need an attitude change here, I think.
Might be the best of them.
He's going to have to find better length as well, Djokovic. Most of the evening he's been too short. That last backhand of his landed on the service line, and that's just an invitation to Wawrinka to open the shoulders and let it rip.
Let's the service.
Well, they're just inexplicable errors, really, from Djokovic. He's made far too many of those. He was under no stress, had time.
Champion wandering around, shaking his head, searching for answers.
Yes.
That's his first double fault of the match, so everything that can go wrong has now gone wrong.
Djokovic.
When he's holding now, he's holding by the skin of his teeth. Spoken many times about Wawrinka's ability to be hot and cold, and if you're waiting for him to go off the boil, you might be waiting for a long time. There's been no sign of it at all.
There's that wide serve to the forehand again in the first court. He's enjoyed outstanding success.
The unforced error count for Novak Djokovic at present stands at 34. If you combine the total match against Leonardo Meyer and the total match against Dennis Isterman, that was the tally that he had in 2 matches. Had a quick look at the support box and they said that the ball was long.
Yeah, it's been a poor return of serve night for Djokovic, notwithstanding Wawrinka's great variety. He just hasn't found the range on the return of serve at all, Djokovic. It's been a major source of disappointment for him.
198. quickest of the night has been 2:03. Wawrinka's actually got him covered for returns in. He's got him covered by about 10%. And that is not a number that you see very often, hardly ever, when Djokovic is out there. Djokovic has a cheap one, gets a little breather, tries to get the feel of the ball back in the middle of the strings again.
Love 15.
Hits that serve amazingly well for someone of his height. 6 feet, 183 centimetres. It's a tough serve for a right-hander over the highest part of the net and hitting away from you. Normally it's only the very tall players that manage that serve so well. He's done it exceptionally well tonight. 204 out there, it's quick.
He just cannot find his range. The return of serve, the number of times he's hit the return of serve just over the baseline. Wawrinka with 74% of his returns in. Djokovic with just 62% of returns in tonight.
Missed it, I think. Maybe not. No, he didn't. Boy, that was close. Oof.
That was close. Hawkeye says it was very close, but a correct call in.
High-risk shot, but at 40-15, I guess I think you could make a hero of yourself, but don't want to try and pull that shot off too often. That's another one that's high risk.
Do you think that there is any chance, Jeff, that he might just think about the enormity of what he seems to be about to do, and that all of a sudden it might just get inside his head a little bit?
Oh, that's absolutely a possibility. Probably not quite yet. He's a long way from perhaps reaching that stage, I think. Reaching the stage that he thinks he's close to winning. He knows he's in good shape, but got a long way to go yet. And that's just extraordinary from Djokovic that he keeps missing those sorts of shots. This is just unbelievable.
The best returner in the game, and he's been reduced to just a mere mortal tonight. Wow. Serve and volley was outstanding, but so was the pass.
Yes.
This might give him a little bit of a lift. Remembering that Wawrinka came up with a couple of wayward ground strokes. 40-15, he tried something high risk. 40-30, but likewise. Oh, he's made it. Nice soft hands. That wasn't easy because the ball was coming at him pretty quickly. Watch the racket face here. Just softens the hands, and the racket face actually being knocked backwards. You want to let the ball be absorbed into the strings.
A shot that he would make 99 times out of 100. He came up with a brilliant defensive lob and then commits the simple error.
Well, again, to me, though, you know, as funny as it seems, that was attitude, because he went up to that shot without enough absolute determination. He didn't get to it slowly, but the little stutter steps to get in perfect position to make sure that he absolutely thumped it for a winner was not there.
Just heard from our producers, Jeff, that the odds makers still have Djokovic an overwhelming favourite at this moment. Now, I can't work that one out.
No.
That is purely based on reputation, not on what's going on out there at present. There may just be some signs that things are starting to just even out a little bit, even though Djokovic has made those uncharacteristic errors in the last game. He's held his last two serves to love, Djokovic. Are we seeing a bit of a resurgence? He just tries to skip to the chair. Got away with it. But certainly a bit more positivity there from Djokovic.
Terrible volley. As you said, got away with it. That's a better return.
Can you just feel a change happening here, Jeff?
Yeah, just a little. He just is a little bit more up for it, I think, Djokovic. And I spoke about adrenaline level just a minute ago, and that's such a part of the return of serve. You've got to be twitchy, ready to react so fast. Your level needs to be up.
Love 30 again for Stan. And yet again, at the love 30 point, he comes up with the gigantic serve. 209, that one. Pretty much unplayable. Djokovic just stands there knowing that he's let an opportunity go begging.
Passing shot is anything but accurate tonight. He's had time to pick his spots. And he's gone too much up the middle.
.218. That's his quick one. Not his quickest for the championships. He got one down at 2:21 against Robredo the other night.
Yes.
Everyone in the stadium well and truly aware of the pivotal nature of this point, none more so than the defending champion. And he can't even get a look at it. Eleven aces now to 3. All of this is being achieved with a first serve percentage for Wawrinka of 55%.
Yes.
Amazing that Djokovic has won 6 more points in the match, but it's not how many you win, it's when you win them. And at the moment, the unforced error count creeping up in this third set. Wawrinka 10, Djokovic 5.
That's
brilliant.
good.
Yes.
And applauded by Wawrinka as well. That had to be perfect, and it just about was.
Just to me, where though he needs a little positive affirmation after a shot like that. He got it from his opponent. There's Djokovic's recognition and giving himself a lift. It's not there. It was a brilliant shot. Get yourself up, man.
He's got all the answers.
There were a couple of times in that rally, though, that Djokovic had a chance to really stamp his authority by being aggressive and wasn't. And in the end, Wawrinka said, well, if you give me a second chance, I'll take it.
Djokovic scrapping hard here, knowing that this might be the last opportunity to take it to a fifth set. They're on their feet.
Yeah, much better point from Djokovic, trying to be more assertive, increasing the racket speed, holding the center of the court, pushing his opponent around. That's been a rarity tonight.
Once again, Wawrinka digs himself out of another hole. Down love 30 in that game. It's happened so many times tonight, and Djokovic hasn't been able to capitalise on it. Two hours and 25 minutes. So this is only about half the duration of the epic that they played last year. Well, that's the difference when he gets the first serve in, and that's something the defending champion is doing very well in this fourth set. 84% of first serves into play. There's the 1-2 punch.
Service.
So we stay on serve in this fourth set. Wawrinka has had some trouble on serve, but has always managed to get out of it. And the one thing you've got to like about him is that he's not hanging around and just waiting for it to happen. He is making it happen.
Once again, very good depth from Wawrinka. He's been better in that department all night than Djokovic, whose ground strokes have lacked the usual pace and certainly lacked depth.
Although both cleaning the lines there, both on the baseline, Djokovic on the sideline. And he's not surrendering just yet in this eighth game after Wawrinka looked to have it at his mercy at 40 love. His wheels are too good to be playing that shot.
And one of his better returns of the night, Djokovic. That's what we're used to seeing from him. This is the return that got him back in the point and made Wawrinka try and be creative. Oh, it's good.
Wow. What a moment to do that. It looked like it was going to float out and it just dropped like a stone at the last minute. Break point for the defending champ.
Missed it.
And he's back in it as Wawrinka launches the ball out of the stadium, just as Joe Wilfried Zonga did last night.
And at the same time, Djokovic let out 3 huge screams to really recognise that he's back in business.
Well, it seemed to do Joe the world of good last night when he did it. But look at that. That's what Jeff Masters was talking about. That release of the frustration. And now to know that he's well and truly back in a position where this can go to 5 again. Where else would it go? Djokovic versus Wawrinka. What else would you expect? And that one is out of here. Could have gone either way, and now the luck just appearing to fall Djokovic's way. I think this is a bit of a hopeful challenge from Stan. He's gone to the other side. Pretty sure that he knows this has got a piece of the line. Well, it didn't even touch the line. It was that far in. Crowds at fever pitch here with everything that is happening, and now they see a break back point.
Not a good sign, that last shot from Wawrinka. Had lots of time and found the middle of the net.
That's been the story of the night for a lot of it. Wawrinka simply overpowering Djokovic. Breakback point number 2 to get this back on serve in the 4th set. There's that roar again. We thought about coming in for Wawrinka and thought better of it. And that was after Djokovic threw the off-pace one at him. 128 kilometres an hour, that serve. And so after withstanding 2 break points, the defending champion has the opportunity to take it to a decider. That's where we're going. 2 hours and 41 minutes. Wawrinka has challenged the call, but this is theatrical more than anything. He's gone to the chair. He knows it was in. In it was. And off to 5 we go again with Novak and Stan. So normal transmission has been resumed.
15.
Oh, Djokovic, all he can do is applaud. And he does. It's been played in a very good spirit. They know each other very well, having met 17 times before. Big advantage for Wawrinka, Jeff, to serve first in this final set.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the underdog. If he can just keep holding serve, keep being ahead, it'll give him a huge lift.
Bit of a brain explosion from Novak, and he knows it.
Just trying to hit a drop shot from a ball that high as well is nonsensical. It's got to bounce so high even if it goes over the net.
And it helps Stan to a love game at the start of the deciding set.
15.
So no matter who gets through here, they will go in exceptionally confident of getting all the way to the final on Sunday night because of their previous record against Berdych. But he's been in good touch. Disposed of Ferrer in 4 sets earlier today.
43-15.
Both players landed every single first serve in their opening service game, so have a bit of a rest, conserve some energy for the battle ahead, and it might be a long one. Last year, 5 hours and 2 minutes it took. We're 2 hours and 48 minutes in. It hasn't reached the same heights as far as the quality of the contest was concerned from last year. But once you get to 5 sets and it's a quarterfinal, it has its own drama.
Let's service.
Well, Djokovic seems more up for this sort of fight now than was the case earlier. He's being pushed around, but he's giving almost as much back as is coming his way. And he's decided that he's going to do whatever it takes to get the job done, it would seem, Djokovic. And he's going to need to.
59.
Not surprised that the frustration is finally getting to him, because the number of times he's overcooked balls on the baseline tonight is so un-Djokovic-like. Makes you play one more ball.
It's a super get. Magnus Norman and Severin Luthi, the Swiss Davis Cup captain, anxiously looking on. Time and time again, he goes to the well with that wide serve to the forehand. Not a lot Djokovic can do about it. It's just hit so well, so much width.
Wawrinka challenging the corner on the left service line. Or was gone?
I don't think he need bother. This is long.
Deuce. Wawrinka has 2 challenges for him.
Interesting that he's barbecued a challenge there in just the 3rd game as well.
Oh, he's missed the easiest shot of the lot. He played a magnificent point there for Vinka. But as ever, Djokovic now making him play that one more shot.
Have a listen to the involvement of the crowd now. The opportunity to get the break and to get it early and set the tone. Champion is calling the tune once more. What a fighter. He looked down and out at the end of the 3rd set, and he's the first one to get the break in the decider. 2-1 Djokovic.
Long 15.
He's tried this short angle a couple of times tonight, and no joy. It's not as if Wawrinka is playing very deeply behind the baseline to make that shot a really good option. It's one big step there instead of a couple of smaller ones, so perhaps just a little fatigue coming into the body of Wawrinka.
This happened at the end of the 4th set when Djokovic broke Wawrinka in the 8th game, and then he was down 2 break points and managed to hold his serve. And he's got to come up with the same recipe once again at an even more vital time. 2 break back points. Got to take all the wind out of Djokovic's sails to a degree, even though he took the momentum into the 5th set and he established it there in the 3rd game. For that to happen so quickly and so meekly in lots of ways, you could see that that has energised Wawrinka.
Well, there was just 3 unforced errors in that game from Djokovic. Simple as that. 46 in total for the match. It's unheard of.
15.
As Jeff said before, unquestionably a bit of fatigue creeping in after the match is entering now its 4th hour. But also the pressure of the situation perhaps coming into play as well. Boris is like an elevator at the moment, up, then down. He just hammered that at him too.
A bit surprised that Djokovic didn't consider a lob there. Whenever Wawrinka's come forward, he's really closed off the net by getting very close. That's wayward, very wayward. He was late on the ball. Second serve was not that good. Opportunity lost. This has got to be a combination of fatigue and pressure, because out of nowhere practically we've just had this clump where the server has found it nearly impossible. For the 3rd successive break of serve. .31 shots in that rally, and they were just waiting to see who was going to be the first to blink. Psychological victory for Wawrinka. Djokovic was determined not to be the one to miss. He wanted to just make that point strongly to Wawrinka, but Wawrinka too tough. Well, it wasn't that volley, it was the one before that cost Djokovic dearly. He came in at the right time and tried to hit a drop volley, and he really needed to just punch it hard into the open corner, and it's showing when the pressure's on, he's still not comfortable in the forecourt, Djokovic.
All of a sudden, he gets back the advantage of serving first in the 5th set. And it's Wawrinka once more with his nose in front, 3-2 in the decider.
Let's go service.
And that's a serve that Wawrinka has used to great effect tonight. Doesn't that come as a welcome change after the service games that we've just had, which were so dramatic? A love game for Djokovic, and we level up at 3 apiece in the deciding set. Three hours and 10 minutes. Just in case you're not familiar, we play advantage in the 5th set here at the Australian Open, as they do at the French Open and at Wimbledon.
He doesn't commit to this shot. I mean, he didn't really go after it. It was he wanted to, but it was a bit of a steer.
One of the few times Novak has been able to get by him tonight.
not sure there's anybody on tour who hits the one-handed backhand down the line as well as this man. Gets down so well.
I think even the other guy from Switzerland would be proud of that one.
A little deep behind the baseline on that occasion to try for that.
Well, how big do you like your points? Grand Slam quarterfinal, 2 sets all, 3 all, deuce.
That's the shot that did the damage, really whipping it cross court with lots of angle, getting Djokovic out of court. Took some courage, but brilliantly done.
He is never, ever, ever out of a point. What fighting qualities from the champion. No wonder they're standing, and no wonder they're a bit mystified. on break point. Well, that big booming arm has served him well tonight.
Quiet, please.
.219, he's taken it up to another level. That's the fastest of the night. Novak thinking, I wish that guy in the crowd would keep quiet. Seemed to fire him up.
Let's for service.
If you don't take your chances at sport at the top level, it will come back to bite you. Djokovic in his last two attacks on the Wawrinka serve has had break point, and he's converted neither.
And as small as it may seem, that first point is very important. And even more important when we get to this stage, critical end of a set. Wawrinka's got something, a bit of a launch pad here that he can build on. Novak can keep him out there a little longer. Stan may run out of rackets. There's a habit of changing rackets for Wawrinka pretty much at the ball change. So he's gone through, this is his 6th racket, I think.
The ball change will come up the game after next. Djokovic has served particularly well when the first ball is required. He's landed 17 of 19 first serves in this deciding set, winning 71% of the points when it goes in. And there's another one.
And Djokovic. Nibbles, please. 4 games all, final set.
New balls have been called. Stan has not made a move to go and change rackets because I'm not sure he's got any left.
Boris has done a whole aerobics class in the support box tonight.
See on that serve, the toss was slightly to the left, indicating he was going to kick it to the backhand. Instead, he swung it down to the forehand. That's why Djokovic has so much trouble. Can't read the serve at all.
And the ace count goes up to 16, and that serve has served him well. A slider out to the Djokovic forehand. He's not got anywhere near a few of them. That is a rest, a little breather for Stan.
It's a courageous second serve.
And he goes to the well again and gets exactly the same result, this time with the first delivery. 7 aces now for Djokovic. 9 shy of his opponent. He's had 3 games in the set where he's been untroubled. What price? 12-10 in the 5th?
Why not?
False.
The stats tell us tonight that Djokovic has won more of the long rallies, the rallies of 9 shots or more. But I think, Jeff, it's got the feel of Wawrinka having won the big ones.
Well, he's certainly been able to bring out some big serves at critical stages. He does have that big weapon. Well, it's terrific, isn't it? The big serve, Djokovic, after 3.5 hours, lunging, getting racket on ball, making a decent return. Wawrinka, look at that wind up, the trunk winding up and then unwinding. Massive racket speed.
Went for just a bit too much angle. It's raining. Well, this is shades of the Baghdadi's match against Nalbandian all those years ago, where the rain comes out of nowhere. And can you believe this at such a critical time? He's going to take them off.
Cain.
Well, the 4 minutes didn't worry Stan. Now they can sit down again.
Final set. 15 love.
Once again, a love game.
6-0.
So that's 3 of his last 4 games in the final set have been love games. So he gets to conserve a bit of energy. Last time he lost in 5 sets here at the Australian Open was back in 2010. He lost at this stage, the quarterfinals, to Wilfried Tsonga. Since then, he's beaten Murray in the semi-finals in 2012. He's beaten Nadal in the final in 2012, and he's beaten this man in the round of 16 last year in 5 sets.
15
We've seen so many of these, we're becoming blasé about it. This makes it look regulation. Hammered right into the corner with too much pace, too much depth.
What a return. That's more like the Novak Djokovic we've come to know and love.
15.
Starting to force the issue a bit. Again, a long rally that goes the way of Wawrinka. He's winning the important long rallies. Very tight on the baseline. Wawrinka had his nose right over the top of it, and he's gone straight to the chair. Djokovic has followed him, and that's the reason why. On the line. Looked as though got a pretty good piece of the line.
Wawrinka has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, he's consistently used the short forehand cross-court, the one before that shot, to set up the big backhand that gets Djokovic into trouble. He's so hesitant to come forward, Djokovic. He had Wawrinka really stretched wide on a backhand and deep. And he knew that Wawrinka would have to defend, but still Djokovic not keen on coming forward. He's been stretching his quads the last 2 or 3 games, Wawrinka.
Wawrinka down on his knees, and maybe he's saying a silent prayer while he's down there.
To Leighton Hewitt specially, that one, serve wide and then go back behind the player.
Magnus Norman and co. up in Stan Wawrinka's box at the far end to Novak Djokovic. Boris Becker at the moment is seated. Neither player has been seriously troubled on serve since Djokovic had a break point on Wawrinka's serve in the 7th game. It's been very much in charge of the server after that.
Come on!
Well, that's some kind of second serve, 179 kilometers an hour, deep into the backhand corner. Djokovic really with nowhere to go.
Stan's weary, it's not showing with the arm. That is a look at self-assuredness. That was 214, that last serve, and nobody looks like dropping serve just at the moment. 8-7.
Let's for service.
Good play from Djokovic there. Down the line forehand. Wawrinka stretching. Seeing Djokovic come forward, put him under too much pressure. Good first point.
The final set alone has been going for 1 hour and 16 minutes.
Outstanding serving in this fifth set from Djokovic. 78% first serves into play after all this time.
Here's the resistance finally about to crack.
He's been happy, Wawrinka, to go to the Djokovic forehand. He's happy to get it in those sort of exchanges. He thinks he's got the better of him in that regard. In the minute that Djokovic changes it, goes to the backhand. Wawrinka's got that ripping cross-court backhand. So here we go. He's missed it. Djokovic looking around to say, how could he get away with it? It's what we spoke of. When you're serving second, it just takes a bad break, and that's what that was, in a sense. The total mishit return from Wawrinka, and Djokovic not sure of which option to take.
The defending champion is on the verge of bowing out as the clock ticks into its fifth hour. Another epic between these two men.
Missed it.
Stan Wawrinka has not been able to beat Novak Djokovic in their last 14 meetings. The last one occurred on December 10, 2006. But he picks the biggest stage to make that just a fact in the history books now.